Hello everybody and welcome to a very special Icons Reveal stream. We're super excited to have you here today. I'm Jason Rice, co-founder of Wavedash Games and creative director on Icons Combat Arena, and we've got some very special announcements today for you, so make sure you stick around till the end to hear all of them. But we know why you're here. You're here to meet the 7th fighting icon to join the Combat Arena, and we have a trailer for you right now.
I have been betrayed. I have lost a battle, but there are more to come, and Zurong cannot defeat me. I will open the forbidden portal, and I will take the throne. Because I am the unconquerable dragon. I am Weishan.
I am so excited that we get to show off Weishan to you all finally. This is a character that has been in the works for almost 2 years. We dreamed up Weishan and Zurong together as a pair, and we've been working on making sure that he was just incredibly fun to play before we brought him to life for all of you. So I want to tell you a little bit about the lore of Weishan and Zurong because they come from a world where a portal opened that connected them to Yoria hundreds of years ago. The royal family at the time was able to utilize that portal, but they realized that there's so much power on the other side, that the Yorians and the other aliens over there were so strong that they feared that they might conquer the planet. So they built a temple and they sealed it. It became a forbidden place where only the royal family, only the imperial family really knew what was going on there. When Zurong came to power, she was the rightful ruler of the kingdom. She was the empress. She consolidated her power very quickly. She worked together with the nobles from the highlands to control the kingdom. Weishan, meanwhile, was the general of the armies, and he was out on the front fighting battles, and he felt slighted by what Zurong had done. So Weishan led a rebellion. He felt like Zurong didn't belong on the throne, that he would be a better ruler. But she convinced some of his men to betray him, and his army was routed. So as a last resort, Weishan fights his way to the Forbidden Shrine. He summons all of his dragon energy. He shatters the seal on the Forbidden Portal, and he passes through to go find new allies, new power, new weapons to come back and take the throne, hopefully with an army that Zurong can't corrupt this time. So Weishan joins the Icons Fighting League to become a star, to gain power, influence, and wealth to come back and conquer his homeworld. And that's where our story starts. But before that whole story came together, there was the creative process of putting this character together and putting this pair of characters together. So we're going to jump to Josh Singh, Wavedash's art director, to talk about the creation of these two characters.
I'm Joshua Singh, the art director at Wavedash Games, and I'm really excited to talk to you about the visual design of our newest character, Weishan. We actually started designing Weishan and Zurong together at the same time because we wanted to tell a story with these two characters. A lot of Weishan's design cues came from Zurong and vice versa. We wanted Zurong to feel really royal, we wanted her to feel like she really is very strong at the political side of this world, whereas Weishan gets by on brute force and charisma. And so we wanted to reflect that duality between the two character designs. And so to really understand Zurong, you got to understand Weishan, and you got to understand Weishan gives you a better view of who Zurong is. So one of the things I love about Weishan and Zurong's costumes is that we were able to infuse the mythology of who Weishan and Zurong are with the sort of sci-fi aspect of our game. So if you look at Weishan's sleeves, he's got this sort of like tech detail that goes up into his shoulders. You know, his boots are sci-fi boots, but then he has sort of a more traditional garb everywhere else. He's got all this military prowess and battle skill that he feels as though he doesn't need a chest protector or anything. It's kind of almost a target. Weishan's weapon was something that was very top-down. We knew that this character was going to be a unique weapon user that the genre kind of hadn't seen before. So I got together with the artists and we started concepting cool weapon ideas. We started thinking about bow staffs and axes and double swords, but I knew that it was going to be something like a spear. We needed to decide what kind of spear we wanted to use. Were we going to do sort of a more traditional spear with, you know, a small tip and he'd be kind of like doing a lot of stabbing motions, or did we want something that was a lot more aggressive? And I wanted something that was a lot more aggressive. We sat down after hours and we watched this movie about Guan Yu. We saw the design for a traditional Chinese guandao, and we were like, dude, that's Weishan. And so we were able to fully form that weapon and how Weishan uses it, and just how central it is to his character. His VFX are really, really awesome. His animations are some of the best that we've done so far. He really does fulfill what we sorely needed in the cast of just like that big, burly, you know, tough guy. I think that's one of the things that makes Weishan cool.
Josh is so right. We really needed that big burly character that makes you feel like a bully when you're beating your opponent. We're going to play some of that character for you in a little bit on the stream so you get a chance to see him in action. But first of all, I wanted to give you all another look at Weishan's moveset because you've seen a little bit of it through the videos. But let's jump to Wes Ruddle, the lead game designer here at Wavedash, and what it took to design this character from a gameplay perspective.
I'm Wes Ruddle, and I am the lead gameplay designer at Wavedash Games, and I took lead on designing Weishan's kit. When we were designing Weishan's kit, one of the main things we wanted to focus on was drawing parallels between him and Zhu Rong. One of the primary examples of this is on their down specials, the counterattacks. For Zhu Rong, we really wanted to focus on her grace and her speed. It's about evading an attack and then counterattacking with a dash that's super quick. Whereas on Weishan, we really wanted to focus in on his strength and durability, so it's more about turtling up, absorbing the attack, and then powering through it with a fierce counterattack. Zhu Rong cuts the air so fast that she creates a phoenix wing to damage her enemies in front of her. Weishan is the dragon. He's fierce and powerful. His projectile is all about stomping the ground so fiercely that a dragon tail spawns from the ground and launches his opponents upward. This actually points out another big thing about Weishan's kit, which is that we wanted it to be all about making hard reads and calling out where your opponents are. He covers a lot of space with his guandao, so we wanted it to be something where he has a lot of windup and a lot of recovery on his moves to make it fair between him and his opponents. He's supposed to be about brash reads on what his opponent is doing. This then segues into Weishan's side special, which is a blockable command grab. We had this idea of what it would be like to stab your opponent so fiercely that you impale them and then get to throw them on the other side of yourself. My personal favorite is following up with his up special, where I can hit them once on the way up and then dunk them down on the second for a spike. So Weishan's all about making big reads and getting big payoffs for them. So I think any player who really likes to gamble and be rewarded when they successfully guess what their opponent's going to do is going to love playing Weishan.
Now I've got good news for all of you. If you're in our closed beta, you get a chance to play Weishan in just a few minutes here at the end of the stream. He'll be going live today during Wavedash Wednesdays. I've got more good news though. We wanted to make sure that you all had a great chance to play this character, to explore his kit a little bit more. We've been getting a lot of requests for some extra hours for the servers to be up. So this weekend we're calling it Weishan Weekend, and the servers are going to be up all weekend long. So make sure that you follow us on our Twitter and check out Reddit to make sure that you know when the servers are up and when you can play. But if you're in the closed beta, you'll be able to get in. Additional good news, we're going to be sending out an additional 3,000 invites tomorrow to make sure as many of you as possible get a chance to play Weishan and help us test the game over the weekend. So the next thing we wanted to talk to you all about today is the Pro account. We wanted to build a game that was free to play, that millions of people could get into and enjoy. And But we realize that unlocking all of that content over time, especially if you can't get access to characters that you love, can be stressful, and it can make you want to just go ahead and buy something and get going. So we want to fulfill the promise to you that if you're a competitive player, if you want to master all of the characters, that you can just make one purchase and play the game forever. That's our Pro account. That's the Pro Pack. You'll be able to make a purchase, a single one-time purchase right now, available today and all weekend long, and that unlocks every character that's in the game now and every character that's going to come out forever beyond this. Now, as a special bonus, on top of the Pro account, we also have something called the Founders Pack becoming available today. The Founders Pack is a special pack that's only going to be available for a little while. It includes the Pro account, but you're also going to get 5 of our Portal packs when the game launches. You're going to get a special Wavedash Ashani skin and an exclusive player portrait that's going to be available that says that you're a founder of the game. We have one more piece of secret content that we're going to reveal soon, sometime in June, that's going to get added to this pack too. So there's going to be extra value available. So you're going to be able to buy that Founders Pack today for $39.99 on Steam and help support the Icons Combat Arena. So the big question that we're getting over and over again is, when can everyone play? I've got 2 answers for that. The first one is, if you sign up, we're going to make sure that everybody who signs up on icons.gg, we're rolling out a new version of the website today, by the way, with lots more information about the characters, about the lore, and lots of images and information about the studio and the game. But if you sign up on icons.gg, before the end of June, everybody's going to get a chance who's signed up to play the game in one of our closed beta playtests. However, most exciting is I get to talk to you today about our early access launch day. Now, creating Icons has been a tremendous journey. We brought together some incredibly passionate people who love not just platform fighters, but competitive gaming in general, love creating these amazing characters for you. And what we wanted early on was to create a game that we wanted to play, something that was a no compromises platform fighter, something that was going to be exciting with cool characters, fast-paced, competitive, engaging, and have really incredible online play. And we've achieved that. But as the team's grown and as the product's grown, so has the mission. And we've realized that what we want to build is a game for everyone. And that's where the phrase fighting for everyone comes from that you see on a lot of our social media and on our website. We want to build a game that anybody in the world can get online, play with their friends, and have fun regardless of their skill level. And we're bringing that experience to Steam Early Access very soon. In fact, you're going to be able to play the game on July 12th, 2018 in Early Access, fully free to play. So make sure that you sign up at icons.gg ahead of time so you get a chance to play beforehand, and you get a chance to get Kid and his Wavedash Kid skin for free. All right, well, I think we've hit all of the really big announcements. We're going to be back in just a minute with some gameplay. You're going to get a chance to see Weishan in action, and I'm going to talk to some more of the team members about what we've worked on so far. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Joining me on the couch is Reno and Strongbad. They're going to be showing off some gameplay, and also with me here is Keenan Lafferty. Keenan is one of the concept artists at Wavedash Games, and he did the final design work for Weishan and Zurong. So while these guys give you a look at the gameplay of Weishan, we're going to talk a little bit about designing them. Keenan, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what type of art you do?
Sure, yeah. My name is Keenan Lafferty. I'm one of the concept artists here at Wavedash Games. I'm in charge of making the promotional images as well as getting started with character designs, working alongside the art director, Josh Singh. And yeah, I'm super excited to talk about Weishan and Zurong, as well as all the other characters of the game.
So we've talked a lot about kind of the duality between the two characters, right? We have the phoenix versus the dragon, and that's something that we drew out of Chinese folklore and really kind of inspired where these characters were going to go. But can you tell me, you know, we do it a lot of sketches before we settled on these two. Can you tell me about the process of bringing these two characters together and creating kind of a coherent duo in the game?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we started with Zurong. We originally had the idea of, yeah, the king and the queen of this cloud empire. And you really wanted to explore Zurong being of the phoenix and then also Weishan being of the dragon, channeling sort of their ki energy to create these even physical manifestations of their magical power. So from the very beginning, I knew that I wanted Zurong, again, focuses on like this graceful kind of quick attacks, like precise attacking, even with her sword, like being rewarding players for hitting with the very tip or the edge of the hitbox. Whereas Weishan, I wanted to almost be a visual, complete counterpart to that and have him take up a lot of space. He's not as graceful, but he's very, like, everything is strength and power with Weishan.
So it's pretty easy just to say, you know, Phoenix is red, Dragon is green, but can you tell me a little bit about picking the color palette for these characters and the process you went through to decide what they should, you know, feel like when they're in game from a color perspective?
Yeah, totally. So the color palettes were sort of me tag teaming with Josh Singh on it. He really helped out a lot with kind of getting that started. A lot of my concepts start out as black and white, so that way we can make sure that the characters will read just from a value standpoint from in-game, and then from there we'll start iterating on color. So yeah, golds and reds were very good. Great starting point for Zurong, being like lots of fiery and phoenix stuff. But Weishan, we really wanted to focus on like a jade like kind of feeling, so that leads him more into like the cooler colors, and it just so happens that, you know, those two color palettes next to each other, they complement each other, and I really like the way they look.
Great. So we also did some really great splash images, and you tend to lead the process on creating the splash images, the promotional stuff for the characters. You did Zurong's last year, and then you did Weishan's this year.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the process of creating a really great marketing image there? Because it seems like there's a lot that goes into it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the splash images are always a really good chance for us to focus on the feeling of the character. We want to focus on giving the player, giving the viewer that absolute feeling of what it's going to be like to play this character in game. And so for Zurong, again, I wanted to focus on this fiery kind of beauty that she kind of is reflected in her gameplay. And then with Weishan, we wanted to, and even Zurong Splash herself, it's like in this sunrise, it's like this fiery orange kind of background. And then with Weishan, we wanted to contrast that with like the night and lots of cool colors. But splashes start out similar to our character concepts at the beginning as black and white, because we want to make sure that all the values start and read well from that starting point. And actually, since we have our new website going live today, a lot of that concept art and early stages of creating those promotional images are going to be available for you guys to view on there. So I highly recommend you guys get on there and check that out.
Great. Yeah, one of my favorite parts of the splash images and kind of the way you brought the characters to life is Zurong's feels very regal, right? She's standing with her blade out wide. It's very bright and all that, but you can kind of see the kind of more raw savagery of Weishan's come through, where he's not in front of a fancy portal. He's not lit quite the same way. He is out in a desert community with his army behind him. He is very much charismatic, right? He's a man of the people.
Yeah,
and so we get to see a little bit of that in the two characters reflected in the marketing art, which is really beautiful to me. And it's one of my, creating those is one of my favorite parts of the final steps of bringing a character to life. Where we say, okay, we've come up with this concept, we did the sketches, we did the design work. Like, there's so much stuff that goes into it, and then that final piece kind of brings it all together.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And it's really fun. It's like a huge, it's a process of everything finally coming together. Like, the entire team weighs in on the early thumbnail stage, is what we like to call it, the early sketches, trying to make sure that we're capturing, what is the story behind this character, what is the lore behind this character, what is even like the playstyle, what's like the key thing that people can look forward to, like players using the Guandao on Weishan. We want to make sure that all that information gets conveyed, as well as, most importantly, selling that feeling.
Great. Thanks so much for being on the stream today, Keenan.
Yeah, of course.
I will gonna bring in Alejandro here in just a second to talk about animating. But really excited to see this character finally come to life. You did this initial Weishan and Zurong concept for us, gosh, like over a year and a half ago now.
Yeah,
and
it feels like forever ago.
It's so exciting to see the character finally come together and get delivered to the players. So thanks so much.
Of course.
Thanks, man. All right, let's bring in Alejandro.
You're so good.
3, 2, 1, go.
You guys can show Weishan off against some other characters if you want to, too. I know you probably got to finish the best of 3, but... All right, this is Alejandro Rodriguez.
Hey, everyone.
Can you tell everybody what you do at Wavedash?
Hi, I'm Alejandro Rodriguez. I am the lead animator at Wavedash Games, and I'm really excited to talk about Weishan with you guys.
Alejandro joined us this winter to help us really kind of level up what we were doing on the animation side, and he's had an immediate impact on the team. He's been helping our internal animators level up, and our contractors really achieve the bar of quality that we're shooting for. So let's talk about Weishan. What were your thoughts as you and Wes started putting together the kit for this character?
It was really fun, actually, because when I joined, I got to just absorb Wes's passion for the character and what his vision was. We got together in a room and we shot a bunch of reference. We talked about his moves and what he had in mind for the character. What emotions did he want to convey to everybody with the actions and the moveset. So I remember very distinctly a moment when we were doing the down special, and that's when Weishan really clicked together for me. This is a character that has so much power that's able to absorb the enemy's attack and then just brute force his way into their face. And that to me set the tone for a lot of the things that we do with him. He's a lot about his raw strength, not about gracefulness or martial arts. He just has that much power and energy that he can just muscle his way through opponents. So that to me was a really big inspiration, that I was able then to take the concept arts and just come up with movesets and work with our contractors in order to achieve what we see on the screen today.
Yeah, one of the things that I actually loved about that whole process was when we were figuring out some of the moves. We actually have some pictures of you with a mop or a broom in your hand doing some poses in the office, trying to figure out the right way to pose certain attacks. Did any of the attacks that we've got in the game actually come out of those poses that you did?
Most of them did, actually. This in a very much animation way. Like that's one part that was really fun, and that was that day that I was telling you about. We're just taping all of this, and we take that video reference into the computer, and then we draw over the certain keyframes that we want to push. It's not only about copying what we were able to act, because we can't do everything that the character does.
Certainly.
But we were able to push it, and we're able to convey better poses and better spacing for everybody to read the attacks. That's something else that I think that you shouldn't take for granted. In fighting games, spacing and timing is very important. And a lot of the times we have to work together with the designers to make sure that the frame data that they have in mind for the character works with the action that they're trying that you see on screen. So there's a lot of trickery and a lot of back and forth that goes on. The very first version of the move that we make is not necessarily the one that you see in the game, but that back and forth I think really pays off in the end when you just see the complete package.
One of my favorite things about Weishan has been actually the rig updates that we've been doing to the characters. A great example of this is at the very start of the trailer, where you see him do kind of the spin and pose. He makes this really come-at-me face, right? He's like, yeah, let's go. And that is one of the first animations that I saw that really brought the characters to life in that way. Can you tell us what we've been doing to make the characters more expressive?
Sure, and that's been a long journey. We've done a lot of things behind the scenes to make sure that the characters are a lot more expressive, and people are able to connect with them at a more personal level. So we've done a lot of systems work, a lot of rig types things in our game engine, where in retrofitting with some of our old favorites as well. And so you're able to see all of that pay off in the incremental updates that we're doing for the game. It has a lot more bones and a lot more controls on the face, so we're able to hit those emotional notes for the characters in very key moments when you're using them.
Great. So you talked a little bit about the down special, but are there any other moves that you just are really in love with on Weishan's kit from an animation perspective?
I think his forward air is really cool. It's one of his important moves, and it gives you a lot of power and a lot of.
Just saw it there. Thanks, Adam.
It just gives you a lot of you cover a lot of ground, and Weishan is all about this. Another one is his up air. You'll see him just punching his way into a punch. We thought that was a little cute move. Instead of making an more acrobatic move like with some of the other characters, he literally just punches you.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to be able to continue combos that way. It's like a little bit moment of disrespect for your opponent, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Well, really excited that you're able to join us for the stream today. We are going to jump to a Q&A in just a minute here. But can't wait to show off more of your work. There's actually going to be some more announcements soon about, not on this stream, but soon. So make sure you're following us on @IconsArena on Twitter. Because we're going to be showing off. Oh, nice, Reno. We're going to be showing off some more of Alejandro's work with the team and seeing the types of ways that you can customize your characters in the game. Will, are we ready to do some Q&A, or do you have some revenge to get on Adam here? What's going on?
No, yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Okay.
Go. After this game.
After this game. All right. All right. So, the Zana matchup. How does this one feel, guys?
I feel like this would be. I usually don't use Zana as much anymore because Raymer's come back into my life. Because all the new VFX for Raymer have been just incredible. So I'm gonna experiment and see how it goes here. Because Zana does get outranged here by Weishan quite a bit, but hopefully once she gets inside, I can oh my gosh, that knocked me out so much. When I do get inside, hopefully I can cause some real damage.
It's definitely a slobber knocker. These are our two hardest hitting characters, and anytime one of them hits each other, it deals a lot of damage.
Adam, can you tell us a little bit about Weishan's playstyle overall, like how he feels against various characters in the cast?
Yeah, so Weishan has this really oppressive range, and to balance that out, he has to have a lot of startup or in-lag. So players really want to use moves in a way to where they're predicting their opponent's motion, which is this deep contrast to where Zurong plays, where she wants to put herself in a good position and then punish other players for being in bad ones. Weishan likes to hit people where they're going to be and get these big reads. You heard Wes talk about that earlier on in the gameplay vlog, but Weishan has these big hits that he's really got to set up and make a good read on the opponent to land.
Yeah, his gameplay is really fun for me in that he makes me feel smart when I read my opponent and do something like that. Read where they're gonna be and punish them, especially with things like his forward strike and his side special, where you get that good read and then there's a big punish that comes off of it. That's super fun. Adam, who would you say his toughest matchup is?
That's tough. It's probably Raymer. I think Weishan can deal with projectiles well enough, but it can be a bit of a struggle. He doesn't get to just kind of hit right in front of Raymer, because Raymer can always just go back a bit and use his down special to harass a bit. So it can get tough. You got to use your shield gust right.
Great. It's a close one here.
He's wrestling with his what's the weapon called?
Guandao.
Guandao. Just a little clarification for everybody.
Yes, the Guandao was actually a really fun process, coming up with that and deciding on the kit. Woo! All right, Adam. We went through a lot of iterations, as Josh said in there, and we ended up settling on something that we really loved and we thought expressed kind of the savagery that we wanted from this character. Cool. So let's switch seats here. Let's get Will over here to do a little Q&A.
Sure.
And we took some questions from Discord and Twitter that we're gonna review. Alejandro, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back at the office. And again, we're gonna have some more really great stuff from Alejandro and his team getting revealed over the course of the next month.
Sweet. Thank you. Let's see you guys.
All right. Should we have the artists play each other a little bit? Should we get let's get Alejandro and Keenan in here and let them play a little bit while we talk.
So a little earlier today we asked our Discord fans some questions, or they asked us some questions that they would like to see answered on the stream today. So I have some of those here for you. How do you feel about Weishan altogether? Just are you hyped to
I'm
see
so happy. I probably watched that trailer 30 times last night. I kid you not. This has been a really incredible journey. Like I said, we did the concept for Weishan probably, like, we dreamed him up 2 years ago easily, and I think we did the concept about 1.5 years ago. And so it was this whole process of, we looked at hammers, we looked at double swords, we looked at various types of spears, and when we finally settled on the Guandao and kind of the fusion of kind of the traditional and the tech on his kit, we kind of fell in love with him. Now we needed to do some other characters first, but now that we've got him, I love playing him in the internal playtest, and I can't wait to play him online against all of you soon. Definitely up there with me in terms of most exciting characters. I think you're going to see a lot of really hype plays where he gets a read and then he takes somebody down. So, and you know, he's got some cool skins coming that we might be able to reveal, not today, but coming soon.
I really like him. At first I was mixed feelings. I usually like to play like fast characters or ones that have like gigantic combos, but the way he hits, it's just so hard and so satisfying.
Yeah.
I actually feel like you said before, when you get a read, when you get a read on your opponent and you convert that to a massive combo, it feels incredible. Okay, so let me just jump into one of the first questions.
Yeah.
This one is from Jamex. Is the online lockstep, rollback, or some combination of the two? So this is in regards to our online netcode here.
Sure. So our netcode is a rollback system. So what it does is if the clients get out of sync, it does little micro rollbacks to make sure that they resync with each other. And the way that we've designed it, you have actually a lot of forgiveness there, so it feels really smooth. We have players that play, as long as they have good internet connections, they can play from basically across the continent. We've had players in Vancouver play players in Florida and have fun matches. So really impressed with our team, really proud of what they've been able to put together on online play front. And this was one of those areas where we decided that we didn't want to have any compromises. We decided that we wanted to make sure that if we were going to deliver this game to this audience, that we were giving them the very best online play, because that's something that we feel like hasn't been achieved yet in the genre, and we wanted to be the ones to bring it to life.
Yeah, I can attest to it. Like when we play on our internal playtest, and we have to play with Warchamp, who lives in Eastern Canada.
Yeah.
And it's like he's right next to me. It's very responsive, I feel like, and coming from other platform fighters, it feels great to play.
Great. What else we got?
So will doubles be available on release from Neptune?
So doubles already works in the game on local play. We are working on making sure that we have doubles working online. That probably will not be available on July 12th, but it should follow not too long after. So, one of the joys of being an early access and being a live service game is that we can continually update. We do playtest this internally at the office, and we just want to make sure that we've worked out all of the bugs and making sure that you're not having weird communication errors and desyncs while you're playing online. but it is in the works. It's something that we've play tested internally and we're having fun with. So give us a little bit of time, and we will get that live and exciting for you to play online very soon this year.
Awesome. What can we expect character designs to be in the coming years from Sergeant Hydra?
Yeah. So we really think that there's a lot of kind of unexplored design space in the genre. And so, we started with a cast that was going to be a mix of familiar and fresh, but I think you're starting to see with characters like Raymer, Afiangalu, and Weishan in particular, that we're starting to push into new directions and explore new fronts. So I know I've teased a little bit already that we know we want to build a boxer. We know we want to build kind of a ninja assassin character for Reno here.
Me.
And there's a few others that are already in the works. And so we're planning on we're planning on getting to character number 8 this summer. And then after that, we're gonna keep releasing characters for as long as people are having fun and it makes sense. So we're going to keep exploring more and more design space. I know some people on our product team want a trap character. We get a lot of requests for a double jump canceller.
Yes.
We're going to keep exploring all of these options and figuring out the best ways to bring the Icons gameplay to life with these various archetypes, and hopefully deliver a few brand new archetypes for you along the way too.
Awesome. Our next question: are any character model updates coming out soon? From Admit.
Yes, we have an update to Zana, including a new rig. You've seen some of the concept art and some of the marketing art has included her new model. We wanted to bring her character a little bit more in line with the rest of the style that we developed for the game, because she was one of the first models that we produced. So we're gradually bringing her more in line with the rest of the cast. We also gave her a brand new rig so that she can be way more expressive with her face and in some of her motions to make sure that we're really selling kind of the grappler wrestler
like the
gameplay. Yeah, kind of that brute force. And also, she's a celebrity, right? She knows how to work the crowd. We often describe her in the office as a mix between Ronda Rousey and Taylor Swift, right?
Taylor
So
Swift, yeah.
we want her to be able to convey all that personality on her face, and that's coming very soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. That will be ready and deployed out there. And when we do that, we'll make sure. I know that we've been doing these skin previews. We haven't been doing a Zana skin preview because we're waiting on her new model. So new skins for Zana when her new model comes out too.
Coming soon. Our next question comes from Turaz. How do you feel about wildly alternative controls like Negative Edge?
Ooh, actually, I was just having a conversation with our lead product manager about Negative Edge characters and how we think that's actually a really cool design space. So that is on the the spreadsheet. It's on the whiteboard of mechanics to explore, and we've got a few other ideas on that front.
And in case you don't know, a negative edge is when you're holding down a button and it's actually causing a action when you release it.
Right.
So it's like when you're holding something down and you release it, actually causing an action.
Yeah. So different types of controls are totally an option here. We've got, we're going to run this game for 10 years plus, right? So we've got lots of time to come up with new characters, new mechanics, and make sure that we're finding fun new ways for you to engage in the genre.
And we're definitely always listening on wherever you're contacting us, on Twitter, on our community Discord. We're constantly listening to feedback, and we're pretty interactive in those and on social media as well. So our next question comes from Brian D. Are there any plans for a competitive mode and/or ranking system?
Yes, ranked play is actually currently being developed internally. We are working on getting all of the systems in place for that. Before launch, it will not be ready. However, it should be one of the features that gets added before the end of this year, while we're in early access. So something that we're actively working on, and we are excited to deliver because we know that a lot of our fans are competitive players, and they want a chance to play with world-class online play in a competitive ranked mode.
That's awesome. I can't wait myself. I love ranked play, being a competitive player myself.
Yeah.
And our last question from Elfit Loyal. What do you guys think about Icons merchandise?
Icons merchandise is something we get a lot of requests for. The team has been super focused on delivering a great game and making sure that we're ready for this date of July 12th to launch the game into early access. So we have not made big moves on it yet. However, there is a lot of desire internal to the team for it. People ask me about Afiangalu plushies. They ask me about the controllers a lot. we get questions about Raymer's jacket. I feel like we're gonna have.
I'm going easy. I just want a snapback or like a beanie, like with the Icons logo on it. I want to rock those.
We'll see what we can put together for some events late this summer and fall to make sure that we've got it ready to go. We'll have a chat with somebody who's in the studio today and see what we can work out.
Awesome. So that's all the questions I have for the community Discord. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media. You can see it on the right side here on Twitter, Icons Arena, Facebook, IconsGG, or check out our YouTube at Wavedash Games. And our Discord is discord.gg/icons.
Yep. So. And I want to reiterate again, we are sending out 3,000 brand new invites tomorrow. So if you didn't get in yet and you're excited about Weishan and the other characters that we've got cooking, make sure that you've signed up at icons.gg when we pull those invites. Maybe you'll be one of the people that gets in. And if not, you definitely want to be signed up anyways, because before that July 12th date, everybody who's signed up is going to have a chance to play the game.
Also, we have a Gleam campaign going on right now. It's we're giving away a couple of Icons branded Xbox One controllers and a new gaming monitor.
Oh wow!
And there's a chance at, I think, at 3 beta keys in there too.
Hey!
So definitely check that out. You can find that on at Icons Arena on our Twitter.
All right. Thank you all for joining us today. We had so much fun putting this together, and we're so excited to finally bring Weishan to life for you all. He has been a long journey, and this game has been a long journey, but I'm really glad for the people that have been along on the way, not just the staff, but also our community of players. We interact with you all on Twitter, on Discord, as Will was saying, Reddit, those places, and it's been a real joy to work with you to help shape this game and create something that you all are going to be excited to play and proud to have been a part of. So we'll have some more announcements over the next couple of weeks, so make sure you're following us on all of those social media platforms. And thank you again so much for joining us today.
Oh, I want to shout out one more thing.
Yes.
One quick community thing. So big shout out to Juan P, who's a really great Raymer player in our closed beta right now, and Wave Paradigm, who both graduated college.
Hey, congratulations, everybody.
Today, I think, and just a huge congrats to those guys. Thanks for sticking around with us for so long, giving us your feedback and participating in the closed beta.
Can we maybe send those guys a free Founders Pack as a congratulations for participating in the beta and helping us out along the way?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you in the arena because the servers are online and matchmaking is about to begin.
Yep. Enjoy.
All right.
Battle layer
Bye.
2 eliminated.